Welcome to Russia, everybody. It's good to be back. We're in Taymyr, Russia, and the first thing we're going to do is take the Royal out and get started on the hub recovery first stage contract. I do think this is the best way to start Russia because it allows you to get a gas station and a repair station set up right away from the beginning. Let's honk our horn here, blow this fence down. We're going to take the back way out later on, but if I blow it down now, then all of that stuff will disappear. So we're going to head over to this fuel tanker that's right behind the garage, and we'll get that picked up and take it out to the service hub in the middle of the map. So we'll hang a right as soon as we leave the garage, and we'll just follow this road all the way around. And it's going to go through a warehouse loading area back here. As soon as we get in here, we can just take a right, follow the road around, go past the warehouse, and we're going to hook up to this tanker. I did remove the mini crane from the Royal because it wouldn't allow me to hook up to the tanker in Northport when I had that installed. Get connected here, and from here we can just take the first right out of here. It's gonna go right past the logging station here. And then I'll open up the map and show you all where we're headed. Okay, so Taymyr has 3 watchtowers. We're gonna follow the highway all the way to the service area. It's right in the middle of the map there. So once you get on the road, you really can't miss it. Let's get going. There's a little bit of mud in this road leading out of here. It goes right by the garage. It's right towards the end here. There's a mud pit. Just make sure you have your all-wheel drive engaged for sure. You try to go around it, you run risk of tipping over because it's pretty uneven on the sides, but you shouldn't have any issue going through it. Even with the Royal not having diff lock, it still got through there just fine. I did install the balanced gearbox on this, so all of my trucks I've gone from the high range gearbox down to either balanced or off-road, mainly because Russia has a lot of rocks and stuff like that on the road that will destroy your truck if you use the high range. So as much as I love it, I have to go back. So there's a few tasks out here. We're not even going to bother activating tasks right now because we're going to do that on the next episode when we scout all of this out. We just need to get this service hub back up and running so that when we come out to do the scouting, we have a place to refuel and repair. That's not the garage. You see all these trees and stuff on the road, they'll blow out your tires if you have the high range installed. I'm just gonna take my time because this road does get pretty slippery around these corners using off-road tires. I put the UOD2s back on this truck instead of the chain tires. They definitely are the best off-road tire in mud. They have a 1.9 mud rating, which is almost excellent. You remember I was saying before that 2.0 was the threshold for excellent. And the off-road or dirt rating is 3.0, so they're a good tire for sure. We got these when we were in Michigan. Just gonna follow this highway all the way down. There's definitely some pretty nasty terrain here, as you can see looking off in the distance. A lot of fog, cloudy skies today. It was raining a little while ago. I'm sure it will be raining again. Speaking of, here comes the rain. As soon as I said that. So we get down the road a little ways, there's going to be a turnoff here. And there's a big sign right next to it. I'll show you the sign. Not sure what it says, it's in Russian. I'm assuming it is pointing towards the garage. And we're going to turn left here. And follow this mud road into the service hub. I usually stay to the left. It's muddy no matter how you go through here, but if you stay on the left side, it seems to help a little bit. Get my all-wheel drive turned on, that would help. And I'm just leaving it in auto for now. I'm gonna go as far as I can in auto. There are a few places to winch to. If you stay to the left side, you can winch to these power line poles. You can see how deep it is here. It's pretty muddy. Usually leaving it in auto will get all of your wheels spinning if you have a powerful engine. If your engine is lacking on power, then you're gonna see only a few of the wheels spinning. But it's not diff lock, but it's kind of the next best thing. If I go down to low, that's when I'll start seeing only a few of the wheels spinning. So that's why I'm not using the off-road gearbox in this truck. Usually I'll use either the balanced or the high range. Now here, people tend to usually go to the right because that's the way the road goes, but that is really muddy in there. And I'm gonna stick to the left. There's some trees over here I can winch to if I need to. Truck is just chomping through here. Helps to have all the weight of the fuel. That definitely helps, for sure. And if your tires are spinning too much and it's digging down, you can always let off on the throttle a little bit and try to feather it. And that'll actually kind of help, almost as like a makeshift low gear, you know. It limits the speed of your wheels. But we made it. We're gonna go through the fence here into the service hub. This is the service hub. As you can see, the buildings aren't complete yet. We're gonna have to do a stage 2, the next contract, where we'll bring 4 vehicle spare parts over here to rebuild this service hub. So before I turn this in, I'm just gonna grab some fuel off of it. It's not actually necessary because once we do turn it in, there's gonna be a fuel station right to my left there. So you can always fuel up there if you need to. But if you're playing hard mode, definitely want to use some of that fuel before you turn it in. So here's the gas station right here now, or the fuel station. You can get fuel here. And they left us a trailer, which is exactly what we need for stage 2. So let's get connected to that. And then we'll get the contract active and I'll show you which way we're going. Well, stage 2 is right at the top. The first stage was at the top also. The Taymyr group had hub recovery first stage and now hub recovery second stage. So we need 4 vehicle spare parts and it's gonna unlock truck repair services and also a trailer store that we'll have here. So let's mark this out. You can see it's not that far away to get to the warehouse. So here's our route. Looking at the map, we're gonna leave here, head the highway down to the left, and there will be a little shack over there that we're gonna turn off and take the back road into the warehouse. I'll show you as we go. Let's do it. So leaving here, we'll head right out the same way we came in. I'm not gonna take the road out. Like I said, it's a muddy hole in there. I'm gonna go out this way, between the 2 buildings here. And I'm gonna try to stay to the right of my path the last time so I don't take the same exact path out. That seems to be how it digs deeper and deeper ruts every time. We don't have any weight on this time except for the weight of the trailer itself, so I'm probably gonna have to feather the throttle more. Or use a winch. Yeah, okay, so I dug down. Let's get a winch connected. Give myself a pull through here. Actually, my trailer must have gotten stuck on that tree, so I'm gonna have to go to that tree on the left. Get me pulled back up. That's helping. Now that I'm back up here on the top of the road, seems like I'm getting better traction here again. All right, let's do it. Let's get out of here. These UOD2 tires are pretty good. The only downside to them in mud is that they're skinny in the front. The back wheels get plenty of traction. The front wheels kind of struggle because they're not wide. And then we'll just head right back out of here, back to the highway where we saw the big sign earlier. I'm just gonna keep spamming my clutch through here. Now we're back to the road. Let's head left on the road. We'll follow it down. Like I said, this road it's like it has potholes and stuff. It doesn't look that uneven, but there's really no way you can cruise through here. If you do, your truck just blows out. All the suspension is gone in like no time. All these rocks. High gear is not your friend in here. Seems to be worse with high gear on. Just keep using auto. That'll definitely help. Okay, here's that shack I was talking about on my right. Once you see that shack, you can just turn left immediately into the trees. There's kind of a little back road here. If you miss it, the road does... You can follow the road back a little further on here. But this is just kind of a shortcut. Alternative route, I should say. Just follow this around and it meets right back up at that road. It's just a little more solid through there than it is if you take the main road there. Okay, and then the warehouse is just up ahead. We really didn't have to go far at all. So just follow it around until you get up to the turnoff. You can see it does come up to a T in the road here. You can go left to go back up into the wilderness, or you can take a right and just ahead is the turnoff to go into the warehouse. We'll turn in here. I'm going to take a right as soon as I go in to make a loop around. There's a task back here. Might as well activate it since we're here, right? Driving over it at least. Farm swim task where we'll have to rescue a truck that's been left out in the mud. And then this section here does get muddy. It's kind of deep. But if you stay to the left, it's not too bad. So the two things here are metal beams and vehicle spare parts. Make sure you get 4 vehicle spare parts. And then we'll head back out of here, taking the same path we took to get here. It's pretty obvious now. Just follow that road all the way back to the unloading point there. Let's go. Just turning right as soon as I leave the warehouse. Following this road back around to the left. I do like Taymyr. It's going to have a lot of different challenges compared to the first 2 maps. It's a huge region. It's about the size of Michigan, I guess. And it has a lot of work to do here. So we'll be here for a little while, that's for sure. There's a lot of fog and a lot of rain. And the weather is pretty unpredictable here. But it does get sunny here also. So we'll have some nice sunny days too. Turning back onto the highway now, if you can call it a highway. More like a paved single lane road. It's not very wide for sure. And just go down a ways and you'll see that sign is right there. Nope, that's not the right sign. Go down a little bit further. Here we go. The turnoff that has a big wide road, that's the one we're taking. I'm gonna unpack my cargo through here because this stuff's gonna push me into that mud pretty harshly. This should help a little bit. And then, just like before, I'm gonna try to stay off, not take the exact same tracks to avoid digging it up more. The only downside is there's nothing out here to really winch to when you're out this far away from the poles, so I probably should have stayed to the side a little closer. But I can catch a winch with my trailer. That's helping. For sure. We will get the Tayga 6436, which has access to the Tayga balloon tires. They're definitely the biggest mud, like the widest mud tires you can get for these medium-sized trucks. And that'll be exciting. The only downside to those tires is that they have a pretty low off-road rating. So they really do suck if you're trying to like climb a dirt hill or rocks. They slide pretty bad. They also slide really bad on the pavement compared to the off-road tires. I'm gonna have to slow down here a little bit. It's getting pretty mucky in here. But we're doing it, just slowly. The mud is so deep here is the thing. Throw a winch on that tree. That's part of the reason why I decided to take this truck out, is because it does have access to the 51-inch tires, which will get your hitbox up a little bit higher than the 47s. The Tayga will also have access to 51-inch tires once we get the raised suspension for it. It comes stock and with 47s. The raised suspension is in the furthest map, furthest away from where we start here. So it's going to be a little while before we get there. And the other thing is, you cannot leave this map until you complete one of the contracts. So we're locked in here right now until we do one of the seismic vibrator contracts. All right, let's get this turned in, and then we'll get to watch these beautiful buildings be built. And there it is. Look at that. It's just a beautiful thing. Okay, hub recovery second stage is complete. We've got a little money out of that. And now we have a trailer store there and also a repair station. So to use the repair station, it only works on the vehicle that you're in. So if you're hauling a vehicle, it won't repair it unless you jump into it. You can drive over the top here, or you can just drive up to the side and get one of your front tires into that yellow box. That'll also do the same thing. But it's basically just driving over it. And then we'll run up ahead here and get refueled. And now I can just park this truck off to the side for now until we complete our scouting tasks. So I'm going to back it right in here and let her rip. Okay, we'll see you on the next one when we get started scouting in Taymyr, Russia. Appreciate everybody for being out here today, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, as always.